Okay, let's talk about the ultimate tool for survival. And believe me, it's one you already have. This story starts in one of the most brutal places you can imagine, but the lesson it holds, well, that's a powerful secret for mastering your own life.
So picture this, a Japanese prisoner of war camp during World War II. This is not a good place to be. Your day-to-day mood is completely at the mercy of the guards' tempers, and just staying alive is a minute-by-minute battle against cruelty and starvation.
I mean, we're talking about women being beaten just because they were taller than the guards. Prisoners would literally bleed to death from simple cuts because nobody was allowed to help them. And with zero bandages or medicine, a tiny scratch could quickly turn into a deadly tropical ulcer.
Now, in the middle of all this desperation, the prisoners were incredibly resourceful. They were making bandages out of bamboo, performing these excruciatingly painful but life-saving procedures using sharpened tins. But physical tools, they can only get you so far. They needed something more, something internal, something that couldn't be taken away from them. And this is where the whole story just pivots. The author, who had actually trained in Tibet, had this light bulb moment. He realized he had a tool that didn't require any equipment and, most importantly, could never be confiscated: the knowledge of breathing. He saw a path to give people back a sense of control, even in a place that was designed to strip every last bit of it away.
So where did he learn this stuff? Well, it all goes back to a lesson he learned years before from his guide, a really wise Tibetan Lama named Mingyar Dondup. And it's funny, the lesson came right after the Lama found him totally out of breath, panting after running up a hill on stilts.
The Lama used this exact moment to drop a pretty profound truth on him. Most of us, he said, go through our entire lives breathing incorrectly. We just completely take for granted the one fundamental force that keeps us going, and in doing so, we limit our own vitality. He then introduced this idea of prana. Now, prana is the concept that breathing isn't just about sucking in oxygen. It's about actively absorbing an essential life force from the air around you. So proper breathing becomes the way we fill ourselves up with the energy that fuels literally everything we do.
So what is the right way to breathe? It's interesting. The Lama started by explaining all the ways we get it wrong, pointing out the common mistakes most of us are making every single day. He basically pointed out 3 flawed methods. There's the shallow top breathing, just using your upper chest. There's middle breathing, where you restrict your diaphragm. And then there's incomplete low breathing. Every one of these traps stale, de-energized air in your lungs. And that right there is what makes you feel sluggish and mentally foggy. The answer he taught is something called the complete breath. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a technique that brings all 3 of those partial methods together into one single, fluid, and really powerful breath. Now, the technique itself isn't complicated, it's just conscious. You gotta have a straight spine, and you breathe only through your nose. Then you basically fill your lungs from the bottom all the way to the top. So you push your abdomen out, then you expand your ribs, and finally, you raise your chest. It's all one smooth motion that uses every inch of your lung capacity. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. This one core technique, the complete breath, becomes the foundation for a whole toolkit of exercises, and each one is designed to solve a different real-world problem. The most important one, the one you should always start and end with, is called the cleansing breath. Seriously, think of it like a hard reset for your entire system. It's designed to vigorously push out all that stale air and just supercharge your body with fresh energy. So here's how you do it. After a couple of those complete breaths, you hold the last one, you purse your lips like you're about to whistle, and then you blow the air out in 3 short, powerful bursts. The feeling is supposed to be incredible, leaving you literally tingling with new energy. Okay, from that foundation, you get these really specific tools for specific emotions. Let's say you're feeling anxious, sitting in a waiting room before a big interview. There's a super simple technique you can do, and nobody will even know you're doing it. You just inhale slowly for about 10 seconds, hold it, and then exhale slowly for another 10 seconds, making sure you're in total control. Just repeating that 3 times can calm a pounding heart and give you back that powerful feeling of confidence. And what about that sudden flash of anger or irritation that can just ruin your whole day? Well, with the right breath, you can actually stop that emotion dead in its tracks before it hijacks your system. It is ridiculously simple. The second you feel that anger rising, you take one deep, complete breath. Hold it for just a second or 2, and then you let it out as slowly as you possibly can. That one action interrupts the whole physical response and puts you right back in command. Now this might be the most remarkable one of all. This toolkit actually includes a method for managing physical pain. And it works by combining the physical act of breathing with some pretty powerful mental visualization.
So for this, you're breathing rhythmically, but at the same time you're intensely visualizing that every time you breathe in, you're pulling in healing life force, and every time you breathe out, you're pushing the pain right out of your body. By focusing your mind and your breath together, you can actually lessen the sensation of pain. It's wild.
So when you put it all together, you see this isn't just a few party tricks. It's a complete system. We're talking about everything from improving your organ health to regulating your emotions, from fighting fatigue to managing pain. It's a comprehensive toolkit for mastering your entire state of being.
And if you want proof of how powerful this is, listen to this. Back in the camp, these methods were tested in the most extreme way possible. They actually combined these breathing techniques with hypnosis to perform deep surgeries, even amputations, without any anesthetics. Just think about that. That's how profound this mind-body connection really is.
Look, the biggest takeaway here is that this knowledge, which was literally forged in the depths of human suffering, isn't some mystical, far-out secret. It's a practical, powerful tool for your own well-being that is available to every single one of us right here, right now.
And that's our explainer for today. We'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. The exact same force that allowed people to endure the unendurable is flowing through you at this very moment. The only question is, what will you do with it?